Hey, Professor, did you see the Last Jedi trailer? Hey, did you see the Last Jedi trailer? Hey, Prof, did you see? What'd you think of the Last Jedi trailer? I think, why are you asking me? Some people ask me because they share my opinion of Disney Star Wars and they want to hear me freak out about it again. And to those people, I'm happy to oblige. Other people are asking me because they liked it. They maybe they didn't like The Last Jedi, maybe they did, but for whatever reason they are excited about the Last Jedi trailer. Oh, Disney was able to trigger all the right little nostalgic cues within them and play them just right to make them think that this was going to be a great film, and they're excited about it, and they want to see if they can get some other voices to validate their excitement or join in with it. You are barking up the wrong tree on that one. Why is there even a possibility in your mind that the trailer for the third film, the follow-up film to The Last Jedi, why is there even a possibility in your mind that I would be excited about this piece of shit? I don't care if they resurrected Han and Luke and everybody and everybody's together and it's just there is no saving Star Wars if you continue in the continuity of The Last Jedi. Let me say that again, because some of you are really slow and you have a really hard time understanding this. There is no saving Star Wars within the continuity of The Last Jedi. It's it. Star Wars as a major motion picture franchise is over. That's dead. Now, Star Wars itself will never die. We'll always have the expanded universe. There are always options. Maybe, they'll turn around and give us more of that. They could always reboot and retcon, some of the movies. Who knows? But as of right now, there is no Star Wars universe anymore worth giving a crap about. I don't understand how people can, well, come on, you're just, and then they say these idiotic things. Not everybody is as critical as you. Don't let anybody ever tell you that. That bullshit line. Well, not everybody is as critical as you. What that line is trying to do, when somebody says that, they're too intellectually lazy. They are too much of a dumbass, an ignorant dumbass, to think critically and to listen to your arguments about a film and a story and why it's an objectively bad story or objectively bad movie. They're too ignorant are lazy to follow that argument and to try to refute it. They're too ignorant to give you any kind of argument against that. So they want to try to say that, well, their taste or their experience with the movie, that's on par with your argument. And they should be able to level that against your argument. No, taste is not an argument. Your crap taste does not mean anything. I have this conversation all the time. It drives me crazy. I'll point out, for example, to one person in my life that Captain Marvel's an awful film. It's a terrible movie. It's a terribly written story, objectively bad. There's no hero's journey. Carol Danvers never has to overcome any flaw or overcome any kind of internal conflict. Nothing like that. And I point out that even Superman, even 78 Superman, the most aspirational story, a movie ever, and I've talked about the aspirational hero and how they don't have to have any kind of tragic flaws or whatever, they're just good from the beginning. Even in that movie, what makes it work so well is that Superman has to overcome the internal conflict in the end. Which will he choose? Will he choose his loyalty and desire to be loyal to his earthly parents and his home here on Earth, or the instructions and will of his birth father, Jor-El? That's a real conflict, and in terms of I can go deeper in this, but it's the metaphorical, choosing the metaphorical mother over the metaphorical father, the whole Oedipal thing, slaying the metaphorical father and choosing the metaphorical mother, finding her out there on your own. In the end, there when Lois has died and he realizes she's dead now, the only way he can save her is to possibly turn back time or whatever, you go through the movie logic, and he's flying up into space and he hears first Jor-El's voice say it's forbidden for you to interfere with their history, and then he hears, I think this is the order, then he hears Jonathan Kent's voice, I know that you've been put here for a reason, you can do all these things, you're here to help. That's a huge character moment for anybody who's not a dumbass and is on their toes enough to see it. This is his culminating character arc in that movie, where he chooses, yes, I love Jor-El. I wish I had a chance to know him. I'm thankful for the instructions and everything that he's given him there, the program of Jor-El in the fortress. But Superman chooses that he's going to identify, and he is going to be of Earth. This is who he is. This is who he was raised by. When it really comes down to it, he's here with us. He's not out there in space. He is here to protect Earth, and that's what he's here for a reason. And not just for his own survival, but he's here for a reason. Now, Jor-El's not against that or anything, of course, but there was a conflict there. There was a conflict that he overcame. You don't see anything like that in Captain Marvel. Nothing like that. She just has to realize that she has been held down by the patriarchy. She's been brainwashed and manipulated by them. She doesn't have to overcome or solve any problem. All she has to do is realize how amazingly powerful she already and always was. And, with that, then she can just, awaken and kick butt and everything's wonderful. It's not a character arc. That's not a journey. That's not a hero's journey. That's not a story. That's a crap movie. It's just dressed up in enough of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's trappings and little jokes and little charming, accoutrements here and there, where your average dumbass in the theater who says they like that movie is like, oh, I had a good time. So you're a dumbass. What is that? How does that prove anything about anything? It drives me crazy. Don't let anybody tell you, though, you're just not everybody's as critical as you are. Not everybody's a dumbass like you are, who will just mindlessly sit there like a damn zombie and just swallow anything that Hollywood wants to shovel into your mouth. You're the problem with society and culture. Don't tell me, oh, not everybody's as critical as you are. Well, it's a damn shame. We'd have a better world if they were. Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker, whatever it is. I get the thing name mixed up because I don't even give a shit about it. Yes, when I hear people say, that trailer was actually really good, I actually kind of want to maybe see that. Yeah, I judge you. I think you're a dumbass when I hear that. I do. My evaluation of your intellectual and discernment and critical capabilities definitely notches down quite a bit. And as it should. And people say dumbass things like, have faith. Have faith. What? I've heard this nonsense line from different people, disparate people too, who don't even move in the same circles. Where does this come from? Have faith. This is not a religious experience we're talking about. This is art. This is culture. This is a movie. This is a third installment of a trilogy. If they haven't gotten it right by now, there's no saving the damn piece of shit now. It's part 3, for crying out loud. Part 3 after the shit show that was Last Jedi. There is no saving it. Stop it. Stop it with this ridiculous... Don't even ask me what I think about it. I think it's bullshit. I think it's utter crap. Now, having said that, there are other installments of Star Wars. What do you think about the trailer for The Mandalorian? What do you think about, the Star Wars video game, this, and that? I think Disney Star Wars is not worth supporting. I think the Disney continuity is absolutely appalling, and that it's nothing worth getting excited about. I can't absolutely say, though, that there might not be some storytellers hired by Disney who might try to sneak in decent stories at different points previously in the timeline, that might work with the expanded universe continuity or something like that. I can't speak enough to that yet because I'm not as much of an expert on the EU. I'm still working my way through that. I'm having a blast with it. I've finally gotten some other reading stuff off my table for reviews, so I can go back to that now. Reading Tales of the Jedi, I think, is where I'm at right now with that. As I school myself more in the expanded universe, which I'm really enjoying, because the expanded universe, even though you're going to have it, rise up and down in quality as you get different writers or whatnot, every story that I've encountered or read about has just really truly been true to the spirit of the original trilogy, and that's why I do love the expanded universe, everything I've experienced so far. So I'm not in a place of authority yet to be able to say, well, The Mandalorian could actually work in the continuity of the expanded universe. Jon Favreau is an incredibly talented storyteller, but Disney has their fame. Disney is so insidious now. Disney's just not to be trusted. They are dirty, rotten scoundrels in every sense of the word, and they they will try to slip their little fingers into something, and if it looks like a good story, you bet anything that they'll try to throw in some sort of reference to The Last Jedi or something like that in an episode, just to affirm that is their continuity or something like that. So I don't trust anything from Disney. I can't definitively speak on like the new Star Wars game or the Mandalorian or something like that until I've read more of the expanded universe. But you know what that means? That means I'm not going to jump on the damn bandwagon as soon as these things come out and go, oh, let me check them out. Let me check them out, man. They're actually really good. They're actually... Shut up. Even if The Mandalorian was a well-told story, and I imagine it probably will be because you have Jon Favreau at the helm, if that series is definitively set in the Disney continuity, and I don't mean definitively by like Disney saying, yep, that's our continuity, because screw you, Disney, you have no say in this matter, it's the fans. What I mean is story-wise. If the story and all the logics and continuity of the Mandalorian story can actually fit into an expanded universe, then it's worth checking out. But you wait and you see. My goodness, these people are so determined, and they just have this sick, ridiculous need to watch everything as soon as it comes out, so they can be on the cutting edge, and they can be the ones on Twitter talking about it and be in the know or whatever. That's not the intellectual crowd, I'll tell you that right now. That's the dumbasses who just mindlessly consume it in one voracious setting, and then pretend that they have some sort of authority or worthy opinion worth hearing about it, and they don't. No one thinks about stuff anymore. No one critically discerns whether this is a good piece of art, whether it's going to be good for their own psychologies or their own cultures. And that's the thing. It's not just about some angry fanboy in his car talking about whether it matches his Star Wars when he was growing up. Shut up. That's another bullshit kind of argument that they try and throw at people who dare criticize anything they like. That's not the point. The point is this story, is this piece of art, is this offering, is it good for your own psychology individually? Is it good for you to spend time with a story like that? Does it help boost certain values or teach you certain lessons that are going to help you and have a healthy, happy life? But in a bigger picture, does it do the same thing for culture? Because art affects culture. Art is culture, and story is that's culture. Stories are our culture. They teach us our values. They teach us our things to be shunned, things to strive for. This is it. And if we just have a bunch of nihilistic stories, out there, like the damn Last Jedi, what does that do for culture? Good for Rian Johnson that is like, I made people mad. Well, what kind of a bullshit, dumbass little 13-year-old are you on the inside? Good for you. What have you done for culture? And the answer is shit. You've done nothing for culture. You're a horrible person, and you should feel bad about yourself. Okay, I'm done. What do I think about the Star Wars trailer? I think if you care enough to ask that question, that there's something wrong with you. That's what I think. Unless you just want to hear a freak out, and I'm all down with that. Happy to oblige. So, that's that. I'll be back talking about more. There is more stuff coming out, and I do have more reviews on the way, and I have more, lots of stuff. So it's coming, more live streams, and until next time, keep enjoying and digging deeper into the hero stories you love. Thanks for watching. By now, chances are you've probably heard of and hopefully ordered your copy of my graphic novel, Tales from the Stacks. But in case this is the first you're hearing of it, it is still in demand on Indiegogo, but it will not be available forever. The in-demand store is closing down later this month as we prepare for fulfillment and for the new campaign for the new book launching in the fall. Tales from the Stacks is a collection of 3 of my uncanny suspense stories in the vein of The Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt, and such. They are introduced by a mysterious librarian who's welcomed you into the inner stacks of the library where they keep such tales. And it features interior art by an amazing collection of talent. Illustrator monk Dave T., the great Kyung Lee, and another artist I haven't even announced yet. And of course the variant covers are still available, Kyung Lee's famous cover, as well as John Malin's amazing work, colored by Kyle Ritter, and then the Dave T. Indiegogo exclusive as well. We have prints, t-shirts, bookmarks by Pablo Romero. So if you haven't checked out the campaign page, or if you haven't checked it out in a while, swing by and see if there's any new content you might have missed. Thanks for helping us reach so many of the stretch goals, and we'll see if we can't reach another one before it ends.